everyone, my name is Giancarlo Villadorino.
Hi, my name is Gian Paulo Resuena.
My name is Gian Crisi Alegre.
Objectives 1. Find the meaning of the data object and how to use it. 2. Stating some example of data object. 3. Understand what is an attribute and its different kinds. 4. What are the basic statistical description of data? What is data object? A data object is the region of storage that contains a value or the group of values. Every value can be accessed using its identifier or a most complex expression which refers to the object. Additionally, each object has a unique data type. So ang isa po nitong example ay ang student records. Ano bang meron sa student records? Meron ditong name of the student, age of the student, and etc. Some of the important information of the student is nasa student records. So as I said earlier, ang sabi is ang data object daw ay region of storage. It means that ang student record ay isang data object which is the region of the storage that contains the group of values, which is the information of the student. The information of the student is maaari lang ma-access using identifier, which is ito yung unique name ng isang value. Different data objects. External entities such as a printer, user, speaker, keyboard, and etc. Things such as reports, displays, and signals. Currency or events such as alarm and telephone calls. Sales, database such as customers, store items, and sales. Organizational units such as division and departments. Places such as manufacturing floor and workshop. Structures such as student records, accounts, files, and documents. So lahat po ito ay data objects. Lahat po sila ay may values or naglalaman sila ng group of values with specific identifiers. The data object is actually a location or region of storage that contains a collection of attributes or groups of values that act as an aspect, characteristic, quality, or descriptor of the object. A vehicle is a data object which can be defined or described with the help of a set of attributes or data.
Attributes. What is an attribute? Attributes define the properties of data object. The attribute is a quality or characteristics that defines a person, group, or data objects. It is actually the properties that define the type of entity. An attribute can have a single or multiple or range of values as per our needs. So attributes daw is a property of data object. So ibig sabihin nito is ito yung mga bagay na meron o katangian ng isang data object. Data attribute is a quality or characteristics that define a person, group, or data objects. So yun nga, na ang data object is characteristics o yung kung anong bang meron sa isang data object. So example nga is student. Student is pwede nating sabing data object at ang attributes niya is name, age, address. So sa example na to, na ang attributes daw ay kung anong possible characteristics ng isang data object. So it is actually the properties that define the type of entity. An attribute can have a single or multiple or range of values as per our needs. So ang ibig sabihin daw is pwede isa lang o marami o may range yung value nito depende sa kung anong dapat value ng isang attribute. three kinds of attributes. First, naming attributes. Second, descriptive attributes. Third, referential attributes. Naming attributes. To name an instance of data object, naming attributes are used. User naming attributes identify user objects such as login names and user ID for some security purposes. For example, make and model are naming attributes in a vehicle data object. So sa given example, ang halimbawa ng naming attributes ay make and model sa vehicle data object. At login name and user ID naman sa user object. So according nga sa definition is, itong naming attribute is parang identifier ng isang object. So sa user object, ang naming attributes niya is login names and user ID. So user ID is hindi siya pwede magkaroon ng kaparehas. So ito yung unang kind of attributes. Descriptive attributes. These attributes are used to describe the characteristics or features or the relationship of the data object, sometimes also referred to as relationship attributes. For example, in a vehicle, the color of data object is descriptive attribute that describe the feature of the object. Dito naman sa descriptive attributes, ito naman yung attributes na kung saan binibigyan pa ng mas malawak na description ng isang object. So sa example nga, ay ang descriptive attributes is color. So parang mas dinidescribe pa nito ang isang object na kung ano pa bang meron sa isang object. Like anong kulay ng motor, gaano kabilis at iba-iba pa. Referential attributes. These are the attributes that are used to formalize binary and associative relationships and in making reference to another instance in another table. For example, the data object is a referential attribute in a vehicle. Ito naman yung attributes na kung saan pwedeng maging reference na makukuha sa isang data object or table na magagamit o kailangan para sa isa pang table.
So our next topic is the basic statistical description of data. The basic statistical descriptions of data help us measure some very special properties of the data. One of these properties is the central tendency. Measuring the central tendency help us know where do most of the data lie, taking into account the whole set of data. The data are individual pieces of factual information recorded and used for the purpose of analysis. It is the raw information from which statistics are created. Statistics are the results of data analysis, its interpretation and presentation. In other words, some computation has taken place that provides some understanding of what the data means. Statistics are often, though they don't have to be, presented in the form of a table, chart, or graph. Now let's proceed to the factors on how to measure the central tendency. First is the mean. Mean is an essential concept in mathematics and statistics. The mean is the average or the most common value in a collection of numbers. Here is the formula stated below, where m is equals to sum of the terms divided by the number of terms. Here is a simple example on how to get the mean. The mean is calculated in the following manner. First, we have 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 8 plus 9 plus 11 is equals to 47. Next is 47 divided by 7. Then the mean or the average of that numbers set is 6.7. So the 6.7 is actually the mean of that group data. The mean of a dataset is found by simply adding all the numbers in that dataset and then dividing by the number of values in the set. Next is median. The median is the middle number in a sorted ascending or descending list of numbers and can be more descriptive of that dataset than the average. The formula is stated below, where x represents the ordered list of values in dataset and n represents the number of values in that dataset. The median represents the middle value in a dataset. The median is important because it gives us an idea of where the center value is located in a dataset. The median tends to be more useful to calculate than the mean when a distribution is skewed or has outliers. Skewed distribution is where one tail is longer than another. These distributions are sometimes called asymmetric or asymmetrical distributions. Lastly is the mode. The mode is the value or item occurring most frequently in a series of observations or statistical data. The number or range of numbers in a mathematical set that occurs the most frequently. So here is the formula for us to get the mode, where L represents the lower limit mode of modal class and Fm is representing the frequency of modal class, and F1 represents the frequency of class preceding the modal class, and the F2 is representing the frequency of class succeeding the modal class, and H represents the size of the class interval. We can easily find the mode by simply put the numbers in order from least to greatest and count how many times each number occurs. The number that occurs the most is the mode.